2018 Council Study Session. We have some presentations on our agenda tonight. First, we have the 2018 holiday events. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, as kind of become our tradition, holidays seem to be a very busy time here in Independence, so we like to provide the community with a little bit of an update on what these opportunities are. So this evening we have Kelsey Mortimer, our tourism sales manager from our Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department here to provide us just a little bit of a flavor of what's going on this holiday season. Take it away, Kelsey.
Hi, okay, I'm Kelsey Mortimer. I'm the sales manager for the tourism department. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through, now that it finally feels like winter out, walk you through some of our holiday happenings here. So to start off this weekend, we have the Arts and Crafts Show over at the Sermon Center. It is the 35th annual Arts and Crafts Show with over 100 vendors lasting through all 4 floors. There'll be arts, craft, and some clothing. Next, we have the Independence Square lighting, which is this weekend up on the square at 6 p.m. The lights will come on, and then there will also be $5 sleigh rides provided by the Pioneer Trails Adventure, and that is free to the public. This weekend, we also have the Nativities Holiday Mart this Saturday from 9 to 3 at the Nativity of Mary Parish Hall, and that is a free event as well. Our big event coming up is the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree is following the Oregon Trail this year, and it will be coming through Independence next Wednesday, November 21st at the Uptown Market at 9 a.m. There will be a short event from 9 to 10 with Mayor Weir having remarks. There will be holiday music. Santa will be there. There will be refreshments, some coffee and donuts, and the Truman Library will be having a story time at 9:45 a.m. And the National Frontier Trails Museum is going to have a wagon and tree ornament decoration afterwards. Also this year, as we have in past, we're going to have carolers, cookies, and Santa up at the Visitor Experience Center in the Truman Courthouse. That will be Saturdays, November 24th through December 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there will be local high school and middle school carolers as well. Also, we have the Vail Holiday Tours that will start the Friday after Thanksgiving, November 23rd through the end of December 30th. It will be closed December 23rd through the 25th for the holidays. This year, the Vail's theme is the Victorian Christmas Romance. Each room is decorated by different volunteers, and I encourage you to go take a look at them. The Megan Wagner will also have their holiday tours November 23rd through December 30th. The theme this year is "'Tis the Reason for the Season," and that will be at the Bing & Wagner, and the cost is $3 to $6. The Jail and Marshall Home will also have their site decorated with Christmas as well. The theme this year is the Spirit of Christmas Past Tours, and that is November 23rd through December 30th, closed December 23rd through 25th as well. As always, we have Shop Small Saturday, which will be on the square this Saturday, November 24th. On Friday, November 30th, we have the Mayor's Christmas tree lighting. That will be at 6 p.m. and it will be at Hiram Young Park. The mayor will have some remarks, and then there'll be some different events, and Santa will then be taken on a sleigh from Hiram Young Park up to the Living Windows, which will be on the square this year, as it was last year. There is also going to be live living action windows in all of the shops around the square. The shops will be open late along with the restaurants as well. The Mayor's Christmas Carnival will be Saturday, December 1st from 9 to noon, free to the public. It's a kids event. Santa will be there, and it will be at the Sermon Center. The Vail Mansion is having an upcoming event called A Dickens of Christmas Tour, which will be Saturday, December 1st from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Vail Mansion. They are going to have champagne and hors d'oeuvres, and champagne and chandelier is actually what it's called. You will be able to take tours of the home that is decorated, and then there will also be Dickens characters from A Christmas Carol in costume. The Mayor's Christmas concert is Sunday, December 2nd at 2:30 p.m. at the Community of Christ Auditorium. It is free to the public, but donations are accepted. The Independence School District, Spirit of Independence Band, and other local singers will be there as well. The Holly and Missile Homes Tour will happen on Thursday, December 6th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It is around different locations around the city, and the cost is $12. The National Frontiers Trails Museum is hosting the night before Christmas on Saturday, December 8th from 2 to 4 p.m., and the cost is $2. Puppetry Arts is hosting Santa Land Christmas on December 8th from at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., and then on December 15th at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. as well. The cost for that is $6. The Vale Mansion is going to have a Ghosts of Christmas Past, which will be a new thing this year, and it is going to be a haunted ghost tour. So our paranormal team will be taking over that. It is going to be Saturday, December 8th from 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9, and 9 to 10:30. So 3 different events there. They'll kind of take you through what they do and then do a little ghost tour at the end there. It'll be at the Vale. The cost is $20 a person, and the limit is 25 per session. The Winter Solstice Torchlight Hike is Wednesday, December 12th at George Owens from 5 to 6:30, and that is free and open to the public. The Midwest Genealogy Center is hosting Father Christmas on Saturday, December 15th from 2 to 3 p.m. It is free, but registration is required. George Owens is going to do Decorate a Snowman, so you can buy a snowman cut out anytime between November 1st and December 4th at Free Store, and the cost is $10. Decorated snowman will be on display at George Owens. The cost is all the same this year for business organizations. There is no theme, and anybody can participate. There will be Frosty Skate at Community Ice on December 23rd and 24th, and December 26th and through the 30th. The cost is $5 to $8, and then children under 3 and seniors are free. Lastly, the Kansas City Mavericks will have a game this year on Monday, December 31st at 7:05 p.m. The cost will vary, and then there will also be a skate with the players after the game. So that wraps up our holiday events, and you can find more information on Visit Independence, also our Facebook page, and the City of Independence calendar. Do you guys have any questions?
Thank you so much. What a full agenda. Anybody?
Yeah, just one. I didn't catch the time on the Capitol Christmas tree on Wednesday, November 21st.
It'll be at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yes, at the Uptown Market.
Uptown. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. Next, we have a presentation on food inspections overview. Mr. City Manager?
Yes, before we proceed, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I may point out that the next item was to be the Cultural and Heritage Festival update. Our presenter, Nina Falls, has scheduling conflict, and I think we wanted to make sure she could be here this evening as well. So we would respectfully request that we move that item back to the November 26th study session.
All righty.
To the next item, the food inspection overview. As you all know, food inspections is a part of our community development department, our neighborhood services division. So tonight we've asked our neighborhood services manager, Diane Egger, to come provide the council with an update about a very important aspect of public health in our community. So without further ado, Diane, I'd invite you forward. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. My name is Diane Egger. I oversee 2 divisions in the Community Development Department. I oversee mainly the enforcement divisions. We have health inspections and then the property maintenance division. And what I'm going to speak to you about today, obviously, is the health inspections division. And if I'm nervous about anything today, it's I hope that I do my staff and the community service, because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been at the city for 22 years. And for the most of those 22 years, I did health inspections. And it's just something that's vitally important to the community and, to the citizens. And it's something that's just near and dear to my heart. So I hope I can shed some light on that aspect of our community today. Let me get my glasses on. So the health inspections division, we inspect these facilities. We have restaurants, grocery stores, convenience stores, daycares, swimming pools, hotel motels, and some long-term care facilities. These are just some of the things that we do in the health inspections division. It's not everything, but I wanted to let we're going to mainly focus kind of on food today, but this is really, we encompass all of these inspections also in the food program or also in the health inspections program. Everyone eats out. I eat out probably more than I should. We all eat out. And we want to make sure that obviously that our restaurants and our daycares and everything is safe. It's safe for us to eat out in. It's safe. It's something that's, you know, I'm passionate about, maybe too passionate about, but it's something that we take very seriously, and staff takes it very seriously. So it's something that we want to do well, and we hope to share that with you and hopefully make that point. Why is it important? It's important just for the reasons that I kind of talk about. We have people call us all the time in the Health Inspections Division, I got sick here, I got sick there, and I was going to write down a presentation and read it for you, the council members, and today, and you know, give a lot of stats and statistics, but the bottom line is that we just want our community to be safe when they go out. We want them to be confident when they go out and eat at our facilities. When they drop their child off at a daycare, we want them to be confident that it's been inspected and it's safe to eat out, and it's something that's vitally important to us. This would be why, all the time, I can't tell you how many times in the decades that I've been doing this that we get family members that call in and, you know, they're sick. They get E. coli, they get Shigella, something like that. And this makes us take our jobs extremely seriously. We don't just make sure that the floors are clean, that the walls or ceilings are clean, but it's something that we really want to prevent people from getting injured and getting sick. 128,000 people in this country alone are hospitalized with what's called foodborne illness, and foodborne illness is what makes somebody sick after they eat food. It's just anything that makes somebody sick after they eat food, whether it's a bacteria or any kind of virus. It's anything that makes someone sick after they eat food. 128,000 people in this country are hospitalized with foodborne illness. And to be hospitalized with foodborne illness, you have to be really sick. We get calls all the time where people went to the hospital, they didn't get admitted. They're just not sick enough. They just didn't run the test. But so to be hospitalized with foodborne illness, you have to be super sick, and it just makes us take our job seriously. 3,000 of those people that are hospitalized will pass away from a foodborne illness. Nearly as many people pass away from foodborne illness as fires, but you just don't hear a lot about it. We do if there's a recall, or we do if there's you know, a massive recall, like the peanut allergy or the peanut recall that we all heard about, or the spinach. But just yearly, everybody, you know, eats out and goes by their lives and they don't really give it too much thought. But 3,000 people are passed away from foodborne illness every year. And not only is it important what we do just for the personal aspect to save people from getting sick, to save literally 3,000 people from dying, but it's also the business aspect. We've seen it online, sadly, we've seen it out in the media where it's harmful to the business, it's harmful to the community, and we want people to make sure that they have confidence in what we do. And I think that they do, I hope that they do, but we want to make sure that people have confidence that where they're eating is clean, is inspected, and is safe to eat at. And these are just some of the things, the prices if to pay if something goes awry in the community. You have negative media exposure, potentially, you know, lawsuits for the business, the reputation, staff morale, those kinds of things. So those are some of the business aspects of why it's important, and not just because of people's safety, which is utmost. In our division, we focus mainly on, not the business aspect, we focus on the health aspect for the community. We do want to make sure that people are safe and that they don't become sick when they eat out at our facilities. So that's our main focus. And if we have a facility that we go out to and we deem that it's in poor quality and that they shouldn't remain open, then we close them. And we don't ever feel really bad about closing them because we are trying to save the suffering of those individuals. So we have, to do the job, we have 3 full-time inspectors, and they perform about 2,128 inspections a year. That's a lot for 3 full-time people. We had an audit done in 2005, not to digress, but we had an audit done in 2005 for our Health Inspections Division. And in that audit, we had 661 food permits. And today we have 920. We have that many. And in 2005, we had 5 full-time people. When I first started working, we had 5 full-time inspectors to do the job. So we just have more food permits, and we're doing more with the 3 people that we do have. In 2002, when after I'd been at the city for a few years, we had an audit done, which is kind of right here, not an audit, but it was from the Kansas City Star, and they did like an investigative report. And they went through all the different jurisdictions, Kansas City, Jackson County, and they went through the files, and who's doing the best job in the jurisdiction? Independents. So we got a proclamation, none of you great people were here, but we got a proclamation from the city council that recognized that, and that was in 2002. Since 2002, you know, we've maybe made some back steps with the staffing and things like that, but since the health department has been transferred over to community development, we're hoping to regain some of that. We're hoping that it's going to become more of a focus that it has been in recent years. We're hoping to step it up. We want to help prevent these kinds of things. We want to make sure that we get the staffing that we need to help regulate properly and maybe do some more proactive things that we used to do when I first started. That's what the community, in 1963, the City of Independence started. That was the earliest code that I could find, though it did reference a code from 1931, which is kind of fun. I'd love to read that. But in 1963, the City of Independence started the inspections program, and we had food handler training. So we went out, even in 1963, and trained food handlers on safe food handling practices, which I think is interesting. We were the very first city in the whole entire metro area to do food handler cards. So that's kind of telling of how, you know, the City of Independence loves the community, and they want to make sure that it's safe. And it's a proud place to be, and it's a proud city to work in because of that. I mean, I'm proud of that. We were the very first people up until, I can't remember when Kansas City did food handler cards in Jackson County, but it's been within the last 10 years. And we'd already been doing it since 1960. So, you know, I'm very proud of that fact. We trained 5,364 food handlers last year, food handlers and food managers. And that's to train the employees how to treat the food properly so that people don't get sick. That's the bottom line. We want people to be able to eat safely and be healthy when they come into the community. Now, just as a sideline, when we do our inspections, my reference, we did 2,128 inspections. We kind of separate them into high, medium, and low priority for food. High priority is kind of what it says, you know, it'd be your raw meat. If you serve a highly susceptible population like the elderly, children, hospitals, things like that. A lot of them are high priority. Medium priority, your lesser food items, maybe not, they didn't have raw meat, handling, things like that. And then we do low priority inspections as well. So all of our restaurants are divided into high, medium, and low priority. But it still equates to the 920 permits and then the inspections that I referenced. These are some photos I took when I did inspections. Just, you guys probably, I don't know if you've seen stuff like this, but this is stuff that we look for. That happens to be raw egg, and then that, makes people sick. Nobody wants to eat raw egg. This was a place who closed through the night, open in the morning. I went in the morning, and that's what they had left it. So it's stuff like this that obviously you're going to have. You can almost see the bacteria growing. If you just leave it like that, it makes people sick, and that's why dirty, obviously. Meat not for sale, not for human consumption, basically. I saw this in a walk-in cooler, and they were going to prepare it and serve it to the public. So this is the kind of stuff that we're obviously trying to stop. And we're not there, we can't be there every day. So the more inspections that we could do, if we had a more proactive approach, some of these places probably should be inspected monthly, but we're just, that's the goal. And this was just last week. This is a roach infestation, obviously. The place closed, I don't know, and they got rid of the problem, but that's kind of, it's a problem, obviously. And lastly, we just like to work with the business. It's not like we're going in there just to be in the enforcement branch, just to be hard and to be, point out what they're not doing right, though we do that. But really, we want a partnership with the businesses and the managers to help the community. We want to work with them, which we do, to train the employees and train the management staff and get in there and teach them how to treat food safely so that all of our citizens and all of you and all of us that eat out can be safe and feel confident when we go out. And that's the sole goal of our division is for that. So, any questions?
Well, thank you.
Yes.
We've talked several times, the city manager, and we know you need help. There's no doubt about that. Anybody else?
Diane, thank you. Thanks for all that you and the division does. We really appreciate it. You know, Independence is one of only 2 cities on the Missouri side that has their own food inspectors, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
No other city does.
Well,
Jackson
Kansas
County.
City does, Jackson County, yes.
Jackson County
Mhm.
handles it. Kansas City and Independence are the only 2,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I think we can be proud of what Independence can accomplish. And gosh, you guys are shorthanded, but you're doing a
Yeah.
great job. So
Well,
thank
and
you.
in a city our size, I
Yeah.
think the staff does a fantastic job. I have a bunch, just dedicated staff that just love their job. I mean, I couldn't ask for better people. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
And we're very passionate about it, which is why I'm here today. You know, we're passionate about it. We just want to do the right thing. And Independence should be proud that we have that. With the population that we do have, we're able to get into our facilities as much as we possibly can, but then you build a rapport. Like, you know, some other jurisdictions that have to encompass multiple cities, it's very difficult to have that rapport. But, you know, we have managers that call us and say, hey, this is going on, but, you know, what should we do about it? And they'll call staff, which is a nice rapport to have. And you don't get that if you're, you know, trying to drive from city to city. You know, it's difficult. So when you're, you know, in a city of our size and you can, you know, have a nice rapport with the businesses, it's fantastic. You know, it's kind of a win-win.
Councilman Doherty.
Thank you. So you do some 3 times, some 2 times, and some
Yes.
1.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a magic wand and could make it happen, what would you recommend would be the amount of times you would visit restaurants and the size of crew that you may need to do that?
You know, it just would depend on the restaurant. Some restaurants do a great job, so what I had referenced would be fine. Many places, it's not. If you see, you know, any kind of road trouble we're going to get on, those should be on monthly inspections. And, you know, I think if we started, or if we went back to when I started, 5 full-time employees, I think we could get it done with 5 full-time employees.
Because
You know,
looking at those
monthly inspect-
pictures, it's hard to believe you could kill that many roaches in one evening, you know? It
Well,
looks
it
like it's
wasn't
going
one
to take
evening.
several
I'll
trips
guarantee
to
you
get
that it
that
wasn't
thing
one evening.
corrected.
No, it wasn't one evening. And they're
Okay.
everywhere.
Sure.
They're not just obviously in Independence. Every
Right.
place, everybody has. It's just a snapshot. And when we go in and do an inspection, it's just a snapshot of what's happening that day.
Right.
So if we see something, staff knows immediately. We don't have to go through, which is awesome with the council. We don't have to go and jump through all these different hoops. You know, a lot of other jurisdictions, you have to get this document signed. It has to go before a judge, whatever they do to close a place. We don't have to do that, which is just, the citizens love that. We hear it all the time. We go in, we see something that's deemed dangerous or unsafe, we close them. We close them right there on the spot. And not too many jurisdictions can do that, so that's another kudos for us.
Do you have a lot of issues where maybe they fire a cook or fire a busman or something, and then next thing you know, they call up and tell you there's a problem? Do you have much of that?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, we always go out. Even anonymous complaints, we will go out and investigate. We sure do. And not all of them are founded. Some of them are founded, some of them are not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Oh, that's not there. Anything else the council would like to discuss? Mr. City Manager,
Nothing tonight, thank you.
adjourned.
You know, let's go find out.
I don't want to go to that one.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I don't want to go over there.
I'm not much of an oxtail eater.